This is the 16th of August, 2026, and we're in Grays Lake, Illinois.
Now, laundry. As close as possible.
Okay. The answer was yes.
Yeah. Okay. At the time, wealthy people had white clothes. Most of the material for making clothes was either linen or wool. They didn't use cotton because to pick the cotton is difficult. And then the cotton balls have seeds in them that you have to pull out. And then you had to undo it to get strands so that you can use a spinning wheel to try to get thread. Whereas linen was made from
flax,
which is a grass. It's already got strings. You use what's called a comb, but it's a bunch of nails that give you the thread. This can go right straight to spinning.
That you're going to have a beach.
Now,
if
you had,
that's why when you get down to malaria
and
in the top 10, it's because we're living too closer. The wind,
you know what
the
this
wind
is?
is coming off the ocean and coming inland.
looks like a
I
night.
already gave a hint. It's a shirt, except that it's also a night
shirt.
That was 90%.
It's also underwear. Do you know what a onesie is on newborns? Basically, you put the shirt on, and a man would grab the back, pull it forward, and that was his underwear.
What am I doing with this? Well, it's part
Now,
of
as a result, they got dirty. And if it's really, really dirty, they would use something called a mangler or a bristle brush along with soap. The soap is made from ashes from the fireplace along with oil from animal fat. You could use the wrist brush to get rid of spots like this, which may be add soap to make it easier. Then you could take, after you've done this and gotten it wet and soapy, you would fold it several times so it would fit on the mangler.
Say that again, the modern
The
what?
modern word is washboard. Now, when you put the clothing on this, and you hold this across, you have high spots and low spots, which means it's taking the material and squeezing it and releasing it, working the soap into the clothing. Once you have used the brush and mangler, you would throw it into the water.
Wow. The top 2 or 3% of women.
The water would be about 3/4 full of boiling water. You have a fire underneath to keep it at a nice, slow rolling. Then you would use an agitator and move it around in the water. When you think you're done, you would use this sort of like a fork, pick it up, and let it drain for a while. Oh, there's also soap in there. You would walk over to the ringer.
In another year and a half or so, that may be the very first tooth.
You would fold the clothing so that it is
We're not anywhere near.
You got it off the ground.
about this
I
wide.
think of where I was
Use a trunnion,
with no air conditioning
wrap
anywhere, and
the clothing around it,
Saturday bathing in a tub
push
with
down.
my siblings.
trying to get all of the soapy water out. When you think you've got all of the soapy water out, you would open it up, refold it, and do it again. Then you would throw it into the rinse bucket.
This was not like today.
This again would be about 2/3 full of boiling water. You'd use the same agitator, move it around,
Oh, that's another thing. Like
and
probing
after a while you'd pull it out, watch to see whether or not bubbles were dripping from it.
swish them around, or one of my attendants would do
If there is none, you go back to the ringer
whatever was on
and
it.
you try to wring out all of the
That's in
fresh water. If you discover that it still has soap in it, you would dump the first bucket, pour from the second bucket into the first bucket, add more soap, and put fresh water in here, and then bring it up to a boil, and then you do the rinse process over again.
So I'm in a tent or a barn
After you have it rinsed and rubbed, you then put it into the dryer.
that's all that is. But
In a painting of a cottage in Europe that was early 18th century, there was a line in the back with clothes on it.
what's going on?
By examining it carefully,
Because these, well,
the
eventually they're all going to look
clothespins
tarnished, you know, at the very least.
were
And they're all
sticks
pockmarked, like bacteria.
that were cut in half and bound with leather.
Oh my God.
So here we have a reproduction of 18th century clothes. Once you had it dry, the problem with linen is it always wrinkles. So the next thing you had to do is iron
How
it.
about the 110 rules of civility?
Although it says sad irons,
Wrote this book.
it's really not sad because it's got companions. Wrong. In the 18th century, the English word sad
About that book.
was what we now call solid or heavy.
Are when the upper class has all these candles on the table, and you know, like, what was that?
Careful, don't drop it on the toe.
You know, which spoon.
Anyone care to,
But meanwhile, you're talking
doesn't wait.
Here next to you
Yes.
or across the table from you.
the sad irons,
These rules of civility is do not stop the
sad irons
conversation
I have
to lean
seen
over and flick a loud
have gone all the way up to 12.
Good workout, Pat.
Yes. Now, while you're ironing,
The door
first,
does not have a big hole in it.
how do you heat up the irons?
Still on to
The fire?
Yes. And where do you think the fire would be placed?
Hopefully near the washing.
I'll put this back together. How do you think the fire place?
Oh, okay.
Gloucester Street, if you've ever been to Williamsburg.
Your fireplace in your cottage?
Yes.
Okay.
You're
Then
leaning against
you'd
the
put
railing and you're about to go
the
in
iron
to see
on the
what
hearth,
museum or anything.
facing
It's like
the fire. Do not put it in the fire because if you get soot on it,
back in one of the buildings, and I'm
you're going to have to start this all over again. And if in the last step you ruin all of your work, it's not a good idea.
Long day.
So you leave it in front of the fireplace until it's too hot to touch. Then you wrap the handle with leather or with cloth and you iron. And when it stops doing a good job at ironing, you know it's cooled off.
my head is full of everything.
What do you then do with it?
This is a terrible.
Put it back. Now, do you have to wait for it to heat up again?
Well, I know yeah, allows you to get going.
Hopefully you have more than one iron. Yeah.
You have more than one iron, and you just go down using a fresh hot iron until all of your ironing is
The
done.
different sets of ivory.
Any questions?
Some of them had holes drilled into the ivory. You know,
What?
Microbial. Was it just for flattening out wrinkles, or was it also antimicrobial, like the heat of it all?
but the ones that George Washington had didn't have any real.
There is
as his own.
a special device,
Losing all.
usually made of glass,
He had where those
for
pieces
just
of
wrinkles.
tusk,
But
ivory,
the iron
and they
is
were etched on the front
for all
deep enough
aspects
to
of the
look
cloth.
like separate teeth. That's what he had,
And
one down here and one up here. And so there's
The
no.
little wrinkle press has been around for
you're right.
probably 200-300 years at our school.
I'm going to remember that.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I mean, doing it. That's not happening.
Any other questions?
Unless
Noting the clothespins.
What?
I was noting the clothespins. She missed that. It's interesting how you.
I want to talk about how the two plates,
Thank you.
if you want to call them that,
Thank you.
because they were
Okay.
open on the inside.
Thank you.